When was the last time you celebrated a test? Not after you passed it. I mean, when you first realized you were being tested. Now, most of us don't get excited when difficulties show up, do we? No. Yet, James writes something that should fundamentally transform our perspective. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds. Not just joy, pure joy, the kind that bubbles up from a place of absolute certainty that something good is happening. Now, we've all experienced those moments when everything that could go wrong seems to go wrong at once. The first reaction, the natural one, isn't joy. The natural first reaction is frustration. I've got to deal with this now, really, today? And there it is, that phrase that reveals so much about our spiritual mindset. Got to. I've got to handle this problem. I've got to make those calls. I've got to figure this out. Now, each got to frames our challenges as burdens rather than opportunities. But what if we made one simple linguistic shift that could transform our entire approach to trials? What if instead we said, get to? I get to solve this complex problem. I get to demonstrate leadership during adversity. I get to see God work when I'm at my limit. This isn't just positive thinking, it's biblical thinking. James isn't telling us to pretend trials are fun. He's revealing a profound truth about spiritual growth. The testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. Okay, so every test is actually a divine upgrade opportunity. God isn't testing you to see if you'll fail. He's testing you to develop muscles that you'll need for what's next. That perspective, it changes everything. Suddenly, we're not victims of bad circumstances. We're students in a master class, being prepared for something much greater. Think about the tests you're facing right now, the difficult conversation with your teenager, the business decision with no clear answer, the health challenge that's disrupting your plans. What if these interruptions to your calling were actually preparation for it? In session 8 of the Master's Program, we leverage the tools of shaping your leadership and growing out your influence. Now, leadership muscles develop under resistance. Faith grows when tested. Character forms under that pressure. Influence comes from demonstrated success. These aren't pleasant experiences in the moment unless we think of them differently, and they're essential for our development. Here's where it gets practical for you right now. Watch this. Our language shapes our mindset. And when we consistently say, I've got to deal with this problem, we're framing it as a burden. But I get to grow through this challenge. I get to positions us to receive the upgrade God is offering. Start catching yourself. Listen to your words. How often do you use that word of got to in your language? How might reframing it to get to change your approach to challenges? Try this simple practice. When facing a new challenge, immediately ask God, God, how are you trying to upgrade me through this? Then write it down. Seeing those potential upgrades listed out transforms the perspective, and it takes it from a burden to an opportunity. Each test we pass becomes a trophy on our mental shelf, building our faith for the next challenge. That difficult team member who taught you patience, that's a trophy. That financial setback that gave you trust, developed your trust, that's trophy. That health scare that deepened your prayer life, trophy. And these trophies become testimonies, evidences, confidences that God is faithful and you're growing. And here's the beauty of it. The next time a similar test comes along, You approach it differently in strength because you've been here before and you know God's going to come through. You know you're going to grow through this. So here's my challenge to you today. Take a moment to journal a prayer asking, God, where are you trying to upgrade me right now? Then identify one challenge you're currently facing and consciously reframe it from a got to a get to. Now, the tests, they're not going to stop, but your perception of them as opportunities and your growth through them can fundamentally change you. Remember, it's not just that you get to take the test, you get to graduate to what's next. Let's embrace these tests with joy, knowing they're producing in us something precious, a mature faith that's ready for whatever God has next.